Hey guys, Nick here. First off, I want to start by saying, if you guys couldn't have already told, this series is going to be a lot shorter than the Dragon Ball series that I have covered on this channel as of now. Might change in the future, but right now, that's what it is. And now, I have a question for you guys. Since we have the Grand Supreme Kai and Southern Supreme Kai returning, which means we have way more Kais in the Dragon Ball universe, and to add on to that, all of the warriors, meaning Z Fighters and Saiyans from Vegeta's basically Saiyan lot, and all the Z Fighters have mystic power-ups and making themselves way stronger than the original. Even with Vegeta and Tarble, the top two of this group, how does this fare going into Dragon Ball Super's territory? Meaning, starting off Beerus and Whis and all that. Answer? We'll find that out right now. Now, the introduction to Beerus and Whis pretty much starts off the same, except the flashbacks that you would ordinarily see are basically just about Vegeta and everything else that happened basically in the story. Now, when Beerus wakes up, Whis tells him of Vegeta, his brother Tarble, and a few other Saiyans, whom we know to be Raditz and Nappa, defeating Frieza only in his first form with the help of Yardratian training, and then making themselves known to the Earth population, where one particular Saiyan named Kakarot, or Goku, as he called him by both, is residing with half Saiyans. Now, Whis also tells Beerus about the Grand Supreme Kai and Southern Supreme Kai returning, as well as the Elder Kai. Now, the Kais Beerus doesn't care too much about, but there is a good thing amidst the whole Kai thing. That means there will be more people to be appointed to Supreme Kai, and it won't be an arduous task if, I don't know, Supreme Kai dies, or Beerus dies, or vice versa. But the Saiyans do catch Beerus' attention, because, after all, he had the Super Saiyan God prophecy, or dream, or whatever you want to call it. And, soon enough, they find that all of the Saiyans are on Earth. There's no King Kai this time, because I feel that with all the Saiyans, the training would just be done on Earth, and just having peacetime on Earth. Yes, King Kais might be brought up sometime within this time skip, and they might go there once in a while, but for the sake of the Battle of Gods movie and part of Dragon Ball Super, I don't think that this would happen with, like, Goku going up there and such. When Beerus gets there, the party isn't interrupted by Boo, because there is no Boo. But Beerus does have a nice interaction with Kami, who, by the way, for those of you who didn't watch previous parts or just forgot, is still the Guardian of Earth, because him and Piccolo never fused, and Namek has never been a thing in this particular series. Now, if there was something to happen, Kami would be there to stop it, because honestly, I don't see anything happening with Boo not there, but it's just an extra precaution. Now, Beerus does still want to find out about the Super Saiyan God prophecy and all that. So all the Saiyans, that of which being Vegeta, Tarble, Goku, Gohan, Raditz, and Nappa, all step up by Beerus' demand to fight him. They could be together, could be alone. He just wants to see if any of them are the Super Saiyan God. Now, all of the Saiyans together with their mystic power-ups actually make Beerus try, and he is very surprised by this, because he didn't expect any Saiyan, let alone 6 of them, to be able to even scratch him. But these 6 are just effortlessly, well, kind of effortlessly, while he's holding back, giving him a fair show, but they're still not enough to beat him outright. And soon enough, Shenron is summoned to help further the investigation with the Super Saiyan God. And Shenron goes off the whole spiel about 5 Saiyans, righteous hearts. And if you get the Super Saiyan God backstory, then there's not too much for me to have to explain. Now, obviously, Vegeta gets the Super Saiyan God powers, being the leader of the planet and the strongest one to boot. So, it would make sense for him to be able to get the power. And this is Mystic Super Saiyan God, because he has the Mystic power up to add up. So that gives him further power with the Super Saiyan God transformation. And the 70% the Beerus had to use on Goku in the original, oh boy, Vegeta's power-up actually makes Beerus almost go to full power. I would roughly say around 95 to close to 100% at this point in time. And the Battle of Gods arc ends with Beerus having immense surprise and praise for Vegeta and all the other Saiyans. But he's also kind of scared of Vegeta to almost push him to full power. Now, for the whole Resurrection F arc, it's a mixed boot. On one hand, Sorbet and Tagoma would never know about the Dragon Balls since they were never clarified when Frieza was living. And this has been a long time, a longer time that Frieza has been dead. But if they somehow, someway knew about the Dragon Balls, with Namek never being referenced, Kami would be there and would just stop them in our tracks, because Kami was a much more perceptive god of Earth than Dende was, which is why Dende never did anything. Plus, Dende wasn't a fighter, so Kami being the guardian of Earth still would help immensely with Frieza never coming back. So that means that Frieza's other transformations are never known to any of the group. Frieza's only been referenced to Goku and everybody else. Vegeta and Tarble, Raditz, and Nappa are the only ones that know about Frieza in this story. So, Frieza is honestly just a pushed over weakling, basically. Now, since we have a big time skip here with Frieza never being resurrected, and there's no need for the Saiyans to come down to Earth, that means that everybody gets to train at Beerus' planet uninterrupted. Vegeta himself gets access to the Mystic Super Saiyan God powers and masters them completely, even going into the likes of Mystic Super Saiyan Blue and getting those powers effectively, almost completely mastering them, because this is much more time he has to train with it. As for Tarble, he is definitely not too far behind his brother, as I've discussed before, getting Mystic Super Saiyan God and Blue almost immediately throughout the time skip. Now, he doesn't master Mystic Super Saiyan Blue immediately like Vegeta, but he does get close, because as I've said, with Tarble's training, especially from a younger age than his original counterpart, he's definitely the second strongest in this whole group. Now, Goku, he's not pushed to the side, he's just not as strong as Vegeta and Tarble. But he still gets access to Mystic Super Saiyan God and uses those powers effectively, even going into the likes of Mystic Super Saiyan Blue, but he is still behind even Tarble. So, he is still strong, don't get me wrong, I'm not pushing aside Goku here, but Vegeta and Tarble are pretty much the center focus of the story, and to undermine them would be undermining the whole story in general. So I have to push aside even main characters like Goku, even if a little. Now, for Raditz, he's the next one to talk about. He does still master Super Saiyan God, or I'm sorry, Mystic Super Saiyan God. But as for Mystic Super Saiyan Blue, it's more of an arduous task for him in this time, because he's still weaker than Goku. Now how is this possible? Well, see, with Goku's early training with King Kai and everything else, even though it wasn't arduous, even Nappa is weaker than Goku at this point. Now, as for Gohan, him and Nappa both are just in the Mystic Super Saiyan God range. Now, going on to Raditz and Nappa and such, Gohan is actually above both Raditz and Nappa as well, so Goku and Gohan are still valuable, but Raditz and Nappa are pretty much pushed aside. They're still weaker than everybody else, but not by too much. They're almost all on the same playing field, so no one's over each other in a huge manner. Anyways, we get into Champa and Vados appearing at Beerus' planet and staging the events for the Universe 6 vs. 7 tournament. Now, that's where we end things off for the moment. What did you guys think about this episode? Do you think that with everybody's powers like this, Universe 6's whole spiel will even matter? Or do you think that something might stir out because of everybody's insane growth? Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Leave ideas if you are curious, and I will see you guys next time.